What can you learn about world literature from reading every single one of 120 winners of the Nobel Prize for Literature? What can you learn about world history? What can you learn about life? Because reading history, reading literature, after all, that's what it's really for, isn't it? To help you get along with your life. And has there ever been anyone who can say they've read every single winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature? Certainly, before I began this little challenge that I'm doing on the Burning Archive YouTube channel, I'm Jeff Rich. I only read about, 40 odd of the Nobel Prizes for the winners of the Nobel Prize for Literature. But by October this year, I plan to have read every single one of the 120 winners and show you how you can do it too. I'm doing all the details of this incredible literary challenge, Ultimate Book Lovers Challenge, over at my Substack, jeffrich.substack.com. And in this video, I'm going to kind of introduce you to all of those 7 winners and point to you how you can read those people for free through various internet resources, which are really easy to get to. Well, relatively easy to get to. The winners I'm looking at this time in this video is okay. We're up to our final winner, the 1921 winner, final winner for this week. This video, and that winner was from France, and his name was Anatole France. Born in 1844, died in 1924, and he was a grand old man of French letters. Indeed, everyone would have heard, I guess, of Marcel Proust, even if they haven't heard of Anatole France and Marcel Proust's Remembrance of Things Past, or In Search of Lost Time, which you can may be able to see my sort of one of my copies of over there in the back in the shelves there. His great book, In Search of Lost Time, had a character, Bergot, who was a great French writer, who was to some degree, bit of a composite character based on a number of people, but one of them was definitely Anatole France. France was, wrote some great Polish novels, but today I guess they're much less remembered than Marcel Proust's famous novel, Remembrance of Things Past. Penguin Island talked about satirizing human nature by depicting the transformation of humans into animals. The Gods Are Athirst was set in Paris during the French Revolution and looked at the kind of threats of that, the terror and the madness of the crowd. And that was a very strong theme in France in late 19th century, early 20th century. France had unsuccessful revolutions in 1848 and 1870. It had the Dreyfus case, where Anatole France took the Dreyfus case was like a Jewish soldier was kind of persecuted by the regime. In a way, he was a bit like a Julian Assange figure, but he wasn't like a whistleblower or anything. He's just accused falsely of doing bad stuff. And so he was persecuted, but it became a cause celeb to sort of finally free him. And Anatole France took Dreyfus' side. And then The Revolt of the Angels presents a modern allegory of Satan's fall based on the Christian understanding of the war in heaven when, Satan tried to, take over from the big boss. In a way, he wrote modern fables about fallen modern humanity. And like the 1911 winner, Metalink from Belgium, his pro-left, pro-Russian Revolution books it led him to be placed on the index of banned books by the Catholic Church. It's hard to get into his novels, I think, these days. He has, as a grand old man of letters, he does have an enormous literature there. You can see the French Oeuvre Complete, Tome 1, and a beautiful drawing of Anatole France as well. As his study of a French writer, Alfred de Vigny, as well as poems and all the rest of it. So it's a little bit hard, I think, to really get into his novels these days, but you can certainly try them out if you like. But he had a wonderful skill at writing aphorisms. We chase dreams and embrace shadows, he wrote. And it is the certainty that they possess the truth that makes men cruel. And there's one of my favorites, which I think totally represents and makes sense of the times in which we live today, in which sometimes we don't know whether people are being stupid or just being evil. Stupidity is far more dangerous than evil, for evil takes a break from time to time. Stupidity does not. Make sure you like and subscribe, and check back next week for the Nobels on the from 1922 to 1928, and you can also check out the entire playlist of all 120 Nobel Prizes for Literature right there. Bye now.